Liver cancer, the most terrifying silent killer of the 21st century. There was a man in his 30s. He lived a healthy life, went to work every day, and still played soccer on the weekends. One day he started feeling tired, lost his appetite, and noticed his skin turning yellow. He thought it was just a common fever. But when he went to the doctor fell silent and said, "Late-stage liver cancer. There is nothing more we can do." His family fell apart. His child was still young. His wife had no idea, and he had hidden the illness from the very beginning. And he fell into despair, all because of one thing. It was discovered too late. Liver cancer. It is not loud, and it is not painful the way you might imagine. It does not come with sirens or alarms. It arrives through carelessness, neglect, and seemingly harmless daily habits like a can of beer every evening to relax, a piece of grilled meat, slightly charred, that seems perfectly fine, an expired food container that you hate to throw away, or as simple as not getting a health checkup for 5 straight years. So what makes liver cancer so dangerous? Why is it called the silent killer, painless yet deadlier than a bullet? And you, the one watching this video, are you facing the risk without even realizing it? Take a few minutes to find out the answer, and more importantly, how to protect yourself before it is too late. Because sometimes, one video, one warning, can save an entire life. What is liver cancer? Everything you need to know about this silent but deadly disease. Liver cancer is a type of cancer that originates from the cells within the liver, a vital organ responsible for metabolism, detoxification, and maintaining the body's life-sustaining functions. It is one of the most common types of cancer in Asia and is becoming increasingly prevalent across the globe. There are 2 main types. 1. Primary liver cancer. This begins in the liver cells themselves. The most common form is hepatocellular carcinoma, which accounts for about 80 to 90% of all liver cancer cases. 2. Secondary metastatic liver cancer. This occurs when cancer cells from other organs, such as the colon, breast, or lungs, spread to the liver through the bloodstream. Why is the liver so susceptible to cancer? The liver is the body's largest chemical factory, working tirelessly to filter blood and eliminate toxins, store energy in the form of glycogen, metabolize fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, produce bile to help digest fats, break down alcohol, medications, and harmful chemicals. Because of its critical role and frequent exposure to toxins, viruses, and contaminated food, the liver is highly vulnerable. When it suffers from chronic inflammation, fibrosis, or prolonged viral infections, liver cells can develop DNA mutations, which may lead to the formation of malignant tumors. The silent, yet most terrifying disease. One of the most dangerous aspects of liver cancer is that it develops silently, with very few noticeable symptoms in the early stages. Why is that dangerous? The liver does not have pain-sensing nerves. Even when damaged, it does not cause pain. A person can live for years with the disease without knowing it. By the time clear symptoms appear, such as abdominal pain, weight loss, or yellowing of the skin, it is often already in a late stage and difficult to treat. According to WHO statistics, 2024, more than 80% of liver cancer cases are diagnosed at stage 3 or 4. The 5-year survival rate in late stages is below 10%. Between 70 to 85% of patients die within 6 to 12 months of diagnosis. Who is at high risk for liver cancer? Here are groups of people who are at higher risk and should be especially vigilant. Individuals infected with hepatitis B or C viruses, especially chronic cases. People who frequently consume alcohol or beer. Those with fatty liver, cirrhosis, or obesity. Individuals who often eat moldy food, contaminated ingredients, or charred foods. People who overuse painkillers, antibiotics, or unregulated herbal supplements. Those living in polluted environments or exposed to toxic chemicals. Common symptoms often appear late. These are some signs to watch for, though they are easily confused with other conditions. Fatigue, loss of appetite. Body feels weak and easily exhausted. Unexplained weight loss, more than 11 pounds, or about 5 kilograms, lost in 1 month. Yellowing of the skin or eyes due to impaired liver function. Pain in the upper right abdomen, a heavy, deep ache, gradually enlarging abdomen caused by fluid buildup, ascites, itchy skin, dark urine, signs the liver is not properly filtering toxins. Early screening and detection can greatly improve survival. Regular screening is the most effective way to catch the disease early. AFP blood test, alpha-fetoprotein. This marker is often elevated in liver cancer cases. Liver ultrasound every 6 to 12 months. Helps detect small damage before it turns cancerous. CT scan or MRI of the liver if abnormalities are suspected. If detected early, stage 1 or 2, successful treatments may include surgical tumor removal, radiofrequency ablation, RFA, liver transplant, or targeted therapies and immunotherapy. Causes of liver cancer. The silent enemy of your liver. Liver cancer does not appear out of nowhere. It is the result of a long-term accumulation of silent damage caused by daily habits, diet, and environmental exposure. Below are the most common causes that lead to this dangerous disease. 1. Hepatitis B and C, infections. This is the leading cause of primary liver cancer. When the hepatitis B or C virus remains in the body for a long time without treatment, it causes chronic inflammation, which leads to cirrhosis and eventually cancer. What is alarming is that millions of people carry the virus without even knowing it. 2. Long-term alcohol consumption, destroying the liver. Day by day. Excessive alcohol consumption forces the liver to work overtime to break down alcohol, a toxic substance to liver cells. Over time, the liver becomes damaged, inflamed, fibrotic, and at a significantly increased risk of developing cancer. 3. Fatty liver and obesity. The modern-day killer. A sedentary lifestyle combined with a high intake of fatty and sugary foods easily leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. If this condition persists, it can cause liver inflammation, cirrhosis, and lay the groundwork for liver cancer to form. 4. Exposure to toxins, from food to environment. Toxic substances such as aflatoxin, found in moldy rice, beans, and corn, pesticides, industrial chemicals, or polluted environments can damage the DNA of liver cells and trigger cancer. 5. Overuse of medications, trying to heal but causing harm. Instead, using painkillers, antibiotics, unverified herbal remedies, or unregulated dietary supplements over a long period can harm the liver without the user realizing it. 6. Genetics and family history. If someone in your family has had liver cancer, your risk of developing the disease is also higher due to genetic factors or shared exposure to environmental risks. Liver cancer does not strike overnight. It is the result of an accumulation of seemingly harmless factors. Recognizing the causes early is the first step to protecting your liver and your life. Solutions for liver cancer and foods to avoid. When diagnosed with liver cancer, the most important thing is not to give up. Liver cancer does not mean a death sentence. If detected early and treated properly, patients still have a chance to extend their life and even recover. Below are essential solutions for those facing this disease. 1. Follow the treatment plan from a medical specialist. Depending on the stage of the disease, the doctor may recommend tumor removal surgery, radiofrequency ablation, RFA, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, liver transplant, or the use of targeted drugs and immunotherapy. Strictly following the treatment plan is absolutely crucial. 2. Effectively manage underlying health conditions. Patients need to monitor and stabilize conditions such as hepatitis B, hepatitis C, diabetes, and high blood pressure to prevent liver cancer from progressing more rapidly. 3. Maintain a scientifically balanced diet. A proper diet plays a very important role in supporting treatment and helping the liver recover its function. Foods to absolutely avoid when having liver cancer. Greasy and fatty foods. Deep-fried or stir-fried dishes require the liver to work excessively to metabolize fat. Red meat and animal organs. Hard to digest, high in cholesterol and toxins that are harmful to a weakened liver. Grilled or charred foods. Contain cancer-causing substances such as acrylamide and benzoprine. Alcohol, beer, and carbonated soft drinks further damage the liver and disrupt its functions. Processed and canned foods contain many preservatives and chemical additives. Moldy or spoiled foods may contain aflatoxin, a toxic substance that causes liver cancer. 4. Get adequate rest and maintain a positive mindset. Prolonged stress and anxiety weaken the immune system. Patients should rest well, stay optimistic, and seek support from family and the community. 5. Attend follow-up checkups as prescribed. Even when treatment appears stable, monitoring for recurrence is extremely important. Regular ultrasounds and blood tests help detect early signs if the disease returns. Liver cancer is not the end. It is a wake-up call for change. Taking proper care of yourself, from diet to mental health, gives patients a better chance to overcome this illness. The true story of an American man and the nightmare called liver cancer. James was a typical man living in an American city. A packed schedule, constant deadlines, life like a non-stop race. For him, a can of beer after work, a slightly charred grilled steak, or staying up gaming until 2 in the morning were ways to reward himself after a long day. Until his body started showing small signs. Constant fatigue, loss of appetite, slight weight loss, eyes turning slightly yellow. But James just laughed and told his girlfriend, "It is nothing, probably just stress from work lately." 3 months later, James collapsed while giving a quarterly presentation. He was rushed to the emergency room. Blood tests, ultrasound, CT scan. The doctor walked into the room with a heavy look and told him, "Mr. James, I am very sorry to say this. You have late-stage liver cancer. The tumor has already spread." The room fell completely silent. His girlfriend burst into tears. James stared at the white wall, trying to make sense of what was happening. In his head, a voice echoed, "I am only 35 years old. I do not smoke. I thought I was healthy." His eyes and his thoughts seemed to hold deep regret. In his final days, he told his girlfriend, "I want you to tell our child about their father someday." And James began writing in a journal every day. On the last page, he wrote, "If one day you have our child, please tell them. Their father once lived life to the fullest, but also once took his health for granted. Their father used to think being tired just means I need sleep. Yellow eyes are probably from staying up too late. Grilled food is harmless, it is just for fun. But all those little things are what killed their father. He passed away just 6 weeks after his diagnosis. He left behind nothing but a rented apartment, an old laptop, and thousands of selfies with the brightest smile, taken before he knew he was dying day by day. A wake-up call for all of us. James Miller did not die from liver cancer. He died from neglect, from not getting checked early, from believing that being a man means being tough, that feeling tired is nothing to worry about. How many of us are just like him, working in an office, sitting 10 to 12 hours a day, stressed, drinking beer every night, eating grilled food, fried food, fast food, not getting health checkups for years and thinking, it is probably nothing. Liver cancer. When the body quietly knocks on the door of the soul. In modern life, we chase work like moths to a flame. We stay up late, rush through meals, sit for hours in front of screens, crack open a few beers to relieve stress, and enjoy a grilled plate of meat just for fun. Then we tell ourselves, it is nothing. I am still young, I am still healthy. Until the body starts sending out faint signals, unexplained fatigue, unexpected weight loss, slightly yellow eyes. And yet, we keep brushing them off, because deadlines, meetings, and responsibilities always feel more urgent. That is exactly when liver cancer, the silent killer, quietly begins to spread its destruction. You can make more money, you can work more hours, you can sacrifice a few years of youth for a bigger goal, but you cannot replace a liver. You cannot start over once you discover you are in the final stage of cancer. You cannot hug your children, love your family, or dream big if you are no longer alive to do so. Begin again, not with panic, but with awareness. Eat healthy as an act of self-love. Exercise daily as a way to thank your body. Sleep enough, rest on time, as part of your long-term plan for life. And get regular health checkups, so when your body whispers for help, you are able to hear it. Health is not a destination. It is the condition that allows you to keep moving forward. Do not wait until it is gone to wish, if only I had taken better care.